I've been thinking a lot recently about this feeling that there's just no sense of community anymore. And I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or because the world's actually changed that much, but things genuinely feel different now. Like people feel more disconnected from each other than ever before. And it's weird because technically we're more connected than we've ever been. You can message anyone instantly. You can go online and talk to thousands of people. But I honestly think that people feel lonelier now than they used to before. Like properly lonely. Not just alone physically, but disconnected from everything. Even just walking around now feels different. Like I remember when I was younger and people just interacted more naturally. You'd knock on your friend's door without texting them first. People actually spoke to their neighbors. They knew their neighbors and they felt like they could rely on their neighbors. Families sat together more. There was more boredom as well. But I actually think that the boredom forced people into real life because there wasn't this constant stimulation all the time. And now everybody's just on their phones constantly. And I'm not even judging because I do it as well. Like, I catch myself scrolling for absolutely no reason, and then afterwards I don't feel better. I just feel more mentally drained. And I think social media gives people this illusion that they're connected when really a lot of people are sitting alone in their apartment staring at screens all day. And I notice it especially where I live now in Germany. Like, I've been here for 10 years, so this isn't me trying to criticize the country or anything, but sometimes you can walk through a city full of people and still feel completely isolated. Like nobody really sees each other anymore. No one smiles at you. Like I don't talk to my neighbors. Everyone's in their own kind of little world. And when you already feel a bit low mentally, that feeling becomes amplified like 10 times. And I think human beings need community way more than we pretend we do. I remember reading about these towns in Greece and Italy where people live so much longer. They're called blue zones. And obviously diet matters too, and lifestyle matters and all that stuff. And we know that the Mediterranean diet is one of the most healthiest diets, and that's still obviously a thing. But the biggest things they always mention is community. Like these tight-knit communities where people feel like they have people to rely on, and how that has effect on longevity and how long people live and how happy they feel. Like families stay close together in a lot of these places, and older people they're still involved in life instead of just isolated somewhere on their own like they do in a lot of Western Europe and Northern Europe. Like you grow up and you're expected to just leave at 18 or 19 or whatever. And then you go back and see your family like once every few months. Like that's so unnatural. And every time I go to somewhere like Greece or Italy, I notice the difference straight away. Like people are outside more, and it's partly because of the weather, I guess. But people are just kind of they what's the word? They linger. they hang out outside more with each other. Families are together, and you see older people sitting outside talking to each other, like especially in Italy and Greece, where you see like older men sat outside with a drink and a cigarette, and they'll stay there all day, um, just with like their best friend that they've had for the last 60 years. Like it just feels more human somehow. Whereas a lot of places now just feel very individualistic. Like everybody's focused on themselves all the time. Work and stress and productivity, routines, especially in Germany. And after a while, it just starts to feel emotionally cold. For me personally, I think community only really works when people feel connected to something bigger than themselves, like shared trust and shared values and familiarity, and people actually interacting with each other properly. And once that starts to disappear, whether it's because of phones, social media, modern work culture, or globalization, people becoming more isolated, whatever, society starts to feel fragmented, and so do we. And I honestly think that's why so many people feel anxious and burnt out all the time. Because modern life just doesn't feel very human anymore. It feels efficient, it feels productive, but not human. And I don't really have a solution. Because I know people online always want solutions now. Like, just delete social media or just go outside more. But I don't think it's that simple. I think the whole structure of modern life pushes people into isolation without them even realizing it. And then one day, people wake up and they realize they barely know anyone properly anymore. And they feel completely alone, despite being constantly connected to everyone all the time.